Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of my devlog. This week is week 4 for those of you following, and I hope you are enjoying it. As you know, the game is coming along very slowly, but I am making progress, and this week was no exception. The original plan for this week was to create some new levels with a few new obstacles. I did make a new obstacle for the game, however I didn't implement it this week. Instead, I worked on the back-end system for the stars on each level and having some goals that are set into each level. Right now, I've got a few goals set up and they are working. You can see that you do gain the stars here. And if we go back to the title screen, you'll be able to see that it has reflected as far as the player is concerned. And it shows here on the title screen that this level has been completed for all the stars. If we look at level 2 here, then they haven't been gained yet because we haven't played level 2. But let's go ahead back into level 1. The idea behind here is just an introduction, so I plan to have a sort of tutorial set up that explains to the player what they need to be doing. Hopefully that will be enough of a setup for the player to understand how to play the game. As you proceed through the levels, they do tend to get a little bit harder. However, there's nothing too difficult in these first few levels that I've made so far. Right now, most of the difficulty in the game comes from input control, so I want to ease that up a little bit and make it more mechanically difficult. So the way the game works is you have aliens that need to get back home. You're drawing lines on the screen in order to direct them where to go, and all they do is just kind of float around. The thing that makes that difficult is that they move based on the angle of the curve that you make, and making them go through small areas like you see here can prove to be quite difficult. So I think I'm going to have to adjust some of the levels to reflect the difficulty that's there, because I don't want the game to be that difficult as far as input mechanics go. As you can see, it's taken me quite a while to do this, and I've had quite a bit of practice playing it, so that's probably not a great sign. I am also using my mouse here. I'm playing on my PC. This is intended to be a mobile game, and when you do play with your phone, the touchscreen input does make it quite a bit easier. However, it's still not as easy as I would like, so I think that's going to need some modifications in the future. So this is going to take some time. Let's fast forward and get through this. For these first few levels, the only obstacle that I've really put in the game is this pit here. The alien can fall in the pit, and that does cause you to end the level. However, it doesn't currently have any lose condition. So as you see, if we just let both of these aliens kind of fall into the pit, then the level ends. We clear one achievement because the level ended within the time limit, but we didn't actually beat the level, so let's go ahead and redo it. It shouldn't be too hard. We'll get through this here in just a second. And as you see, we gained the other 2 stars that we didn't get. So moving on, the idea behind these 2 levels was to introduce the actual pit and having the aliens be able to be killed, as well as showing that multiple aliens can spawn at a time. It's not just one per level. This level here is the one that I'm most concerned about. It's going to need the most work. It doesn't feel good when you're playing, and it is not easy to control at all. So I think I'm going to have to make those gaps a little bit bigger and potentially even space them out a little bit more vertically so that you have a little bit easier of a time getting them through. Because it's no easy task, and you'll see it takes me quite a while to finish this level, which again is not the goal of the game. I don't want it to be that difficult. Some features that I've got planned for the future that I'm not sure if I'm going to get implemented this week, but I am going to be working toward them. I have already made some spikes for the game, which has been seen in a previous video, but I haven't put them actually in any of the levels yet, so I'll be putting those in a few levels here in the future. This week I also made an electricity obstacle. The idea behind it is that there are a few poles and electricity is going to bounce between them. and it will kill the alien if the alien gets hit by them, so you gotta get through them without getting hit. It hasn't been tested yet, but I did make the graphics and animation for it, so I'll test it out this week and hopefully see if it actually works. I also plan to have aliens of different colors in the game, so each alien is going to have its own planet that it needs to go to. Right now I've only got the one alien in the game, and I'll make a couple other ones this week just to use as concept. I'm also planning to have a bad alien. I'm not sure if I want to have him come from the ship or if I want to have them spawn on the level already, but the idea behind them is that maybe they will do something to the aliens that you're trying to save if they end up coming in contact. I might even allow them to get onto the planet and kill the aliens that are already there, causing you to lose the level, but we'll see how that goes once I actually get them put in. So there you have it. That's what I've done for the week. It wasn't what I expected to do, but it is productive toward the completion of the game. Hope you enjoyed this devlog, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Later.